turned on to a new song here. Makes me happy. I don't know about you. Hey! You know, talk about happy. Back in the old days of rock and roll around the country, I don't know if you ever noticed this. They would tell their announcers, their top 40 DJs, to smile while they're talking because you can hear a smile. Hey, groovy group. We called it puking.
Oh, God.
We're puking. Here we are with Pharrell Williams and his orchestra. And the pick to click of the week for Crazy Erica Salda.
Good morning, Barron!
I feel like a kid again. I feel like I just ran the mile outside on the track team. You have them all in here. I don't know how. Is it a never-ending supply?
We load them. We bus them in. We bus them in.
From where?
Well, what we do is we reach out to all the athletic directors. All the athletic directors are on board with all the different high schools. So the
local high school. You don't bus them in from Ventura.
No, we don't bus them in from Ventura.
Okay.
I'm very blessed because, usually get a parent on board and then, they just shuffle the kids in. And then I'm so blessed because we have, for example, Andy Gill over at San Marcos, and he's a counselor coach over there. We have Steve Stoke. He's another beautiful add-on to the...
Let me just interject right now in case you wonder what we're talking about. Erica hosts teen sports radio program once a week on this station, a talk show with the kids from the athletic departments,
yes.
Junior high and high school.
Yes.
Every Tuesday morning. Erica, who runs ePro Insurance.
Yes.
We'll talk about that this hour. We're going to zero in on you.
Okay.
I have yet to hear a whole show. I'm always down the hall recording.
That's okay.
But
all our shows are archived, so you can check them out
there
on
you go.
teensportsradio.com.
All right.
We all on all the social medias, YouTube, Facebook, internet. We've got it all. Twitter, you name it, we're there.
How many years now doing it?
5. Yeah.
And you were in the ePro Insurance and annuity business prior to, I assume.
Yes, but I've coached. I started off, when I came up here, Barron, back in the early 80s, and there's certain things in your life that change your course, and going and visiting Westmont was one of those big changes for me. I'd come up from Los Angeles going to Long Beach State. And my father actually transferred up here. He used to be the vice president of a company that's no longer here. It was called, I think it was Volpar. And the president at the time was a Westmont graduate. So he suggested to my father, after I looked at UCSB, to check out Westmont. So I went to Westmont. And, you just have those aha moments. And I just fell in love with the school. I was so happy, and I just knew it was way out of my parents' affordability.
Oh.
It was just out there. And I didn't know how to approach my father. And my father knew because I was just beaming, And
Really?
I remember he took me to Harry's, and I was just beaming.
Really?
And he was going to announce that night that, okay, we figured it out how you can go to Westmont. And that just really was a life changer. So
how did you figure it out? How did he pay for it?
Borrowed. Solstead did whatever he had to do, so I was very blessed.
You didn't trade classes for coaching or anything?
Yeah,
you did?
No.
You didn't get to do that early.
No, I finished Westmont. I was blessed enough to go overseas. Finished my last semester abroad.
Overseas? Where'd you go?
11 countries with their
Good
economics.
Lord.
Yeah, I have a degree in economics and business from Westmont.
Really?
Yeah, but I always, even at Westmont, even when I was in high school, before Westmont, I was born and raised in New York, moved out here in my senior year. I always tried to find, or I was always asked if I wanted to do or participate in a coaching experience. I was always asked to help, and I just love kids. So really, since high school, I've coached. And then when I graduated from Westmont, when another one of those pivotal changes is, the people that come into your life. And I met Sal Rodriguez.
Who?
Sal Rodriguez.
Sal Rodriguez? I know him.
His name is on the building at the Goleta Boys and Girls Club.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I met him right when I graduated from Westmont, and he came up to me and he said, I hear you were a good basketball player and you played soccer in college. And I said, yeah, I was pretty good. And he goes, I need some coaches. And Sal doesn't know how to really ask anybody anything, and he just kind of sits there and moves around because he's so ADD like me,
Yeah.
So he just waited for a response.
Adult deficit disorder.
Exactly, big time.
Have you had a chance to tell your illustrious engineer who gets on all the shows with all our guests during the week this very story?
I was gonna move forward to the show and meaning Dr. D because
Dugan is here.
Yes.
By the way, you are
Can I put your hands together for Dr. D?
You are a week early. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, a day late.
And,
Or a day late.
That's
I'm
right.
still trying to figure that out.
It's this hump day. Neither of you have seen that commercial.
Oh,
with
yeah,
the dumb
yeah.
camel. Have you coming down?
Come
the
on,
hall?
what day is it? Come on, you can say it. Come on, say it.
Funny.
I'm guessing, and I haven't heard the show that much, darn it, I'm going to have to go into the archives. I'm always down the hall recording, until it's over. I'm guessing that they're reserved. They're not crazy at the start. Because I remember my first sitting in a professional radio station, I was panicked.
I was petrified.
Terrified. Yeah.
I was
Maybe the very
petrified.
first show.
What?
Maybe the very first show, it was slightly reserved.
But
it
by
didn't
the end of the
last
show,
long.
she gets some exuberant and crazy,
And it
doesn't
didn't.
she?
Oh, I don't think it took by the end. We were like within the first 5 minutes. It was charged up.
Oh,
And
And every show, like it starts out that way.
how many guests do you have at any one time? Does it range?
we've had as many as 22.
Oh my gosh.
In this studio with our 3 microphones plus mine, you've had 22 people.
Oh yeah.
Youngsters.
And the mics get moved around. That's why they're on the pivots here. And okay, don't be. I have to tell them, don't be afraid to grab the mic. It's on a pivot and it's on a boom.
Right.
You're not going to break it.
Kids are just great. They're
Yeah.
so resilient and they're coachable.
coachable.
They're really
They
coachable.
want to do this. They want
They're
sports.
excited, and we try to give them the little Teen Sports Radio chachis.
Tell them about the high school kids who've gone on to college who are now pursuing careers in communications and on air work.
We've had some great. What we do, we broke out the. It's grown organically, but I mean throughout I would say that by year 2 we started taking in teen co-hosts. And I just use it as an opportunity. This is a great college resume stuff. I mean, how many kids can say they're a teen host on a radio show? I mean, that's a differentiator. If I had 2 like kids and they both want to go to Stanford and one has teen co-host of a radio show, it's just that thing. So plus you get the community service hours. So my kids went to St. Raphael's Bishop, and I just adopted this one boy, Tom Igen. He was the very first teen co-host.
Has a great voice.
Oh God! And he's
Really?
so funny and so dry. He's at Chapman right now, in film study.
What's the name of the show that he was doing?
Tom Jefferson Show.
Tom Jefferson.
And he, took his opportunity, and he was on for 3 years. He's in college. He just got back from a long trip abroad, and has his own radio show. We had another one, Leo Schneider. And he was a co-host for a long time. Another one of my just love, you just get connections to so many different, I don't know. I mean, I don't even look at a person's age because I go 9 to 99. We always talk about that. Just like God, it's like Barron. It's like God, I know you. It's almost like a family.
Oh, you're gonna have to tell me this story of the
whole
early days
DNA
growing up to
thing
me.
is
Yeah,
just like
wow.
it's just not even there. But Leo Schneider, and then he went to Cornell,
Okay.
and he did all of the basketball. He commentated the basketball. So
Commented. Is it commentated?
Commentated, yeah.
I don't think it was that.
He was a
no.
commentator.
He was commentator for the
Oh, okay,
basketball
commentator.
program over at
Interesting.
is a school. So yeah, we
so
have.
he co-hosts. He helped you. He was in here with
Oh yeah.
the youngsters.
And what I do is I have those kids get kids. So the reason why I think that this idea is a challenging opportunity for any host, but I learned, with Dr. D and Sal Rodriguez to break up the show. We have so many co-hosts that I want to give shout outs to, towards the end of the program. But this is not a Dr. D thing or a me thing. This is a family thing. I mean,
Sure.
it's a KZSB AM family thing.
Spiritual thing. I believe
it's
she was using
well,
that.
they've donated the show, and they said, here, Erica, run with it. And I like the fact that it's been tried before, and it just didn't evolve to where I think it is right now. And
Right.
the reason is because of all the, we've made it a village. I want everybody, all the people that we've brought into the show, it's not like we all have coffee.
Coffee.
I like their voices. Dr. D likes their energy. And we meet, once a week. And you would think we're as tight as,
Oh, yeah. Well,
We're
and of
so
course, you got to
close.
shourehorn us into the studio most of the
Yeah.
time.
We,
So, we're tight.
We're tight.
we
But
rec-
everybody gets to say they're a co-host on a radio show. So that's good for them.
We record these shows in advance because I guess the kids are never or rarely out of school. 9 o'clock in the morning would be school time if they were in here live.
Correct.
Which is okay.
Right.
Nobody cares.
But we make it as if it were live.
I'm playing my music I've never heard before again. This is a happy song with Pharrell Williams she chose as we got to take a break. Unfortunately, Mr. Engineer, my screen has a sine wave recording. Am I going to be able to go to commercials here? If I had 22 students in the studio during a 48-minute show, you know what my biggest fear would be? That I wouldn't get some kid on.
Can't happen.
Did you get all 22 of them on? You get
always.
Some? Good for you. You're going to heaven, girl. There's no
I
question.
just love
You
kids.
went to
There's no
Westmont.
way that child's
All right,
not
there
gonna
you
be-
go.
We're right back. Okay.
Clap along if you know what happiness is. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break.
Well, we got Erica in, and Dr. D, that's what they call you, or the general,
Yeah.
or you got all kinds of handles depending on which show you do.
It's really funny. The room will get packed before I even enter. And I say, look, I am not climbing under or over, so you better make a room, because without me, there's nothing. Not to, get egotistical or anything, but it's like I need to get through and around because the chairs. You know how the studio is.
Yeah.
It's hard to get through.
Well, now let's see. How many sports on a typical campus? 4 or 5? You got your soccer, you got your baseball, depending.
They've expanded, especially on the women's side. They have
Polo?
women's wrestling now. They've got
So
lacrosse.
let's say 6 average.
Yeah.
And the schools, when you count junior high and high schools, there's about 4 of each, wouldn't you say? 4 junior highs. There's about 8. There's La Colina, La Cumbra, Carpinteria. Do you go as far south as Carpinteria?
On 5 years, we are never not
Galena?
going to have kids because then
My-
they graduate out.
That's what I'm shooting for.
Yeah.
How big of a pool do you have to choose from? It must be huge.
Thousands.
Thousands. So you let them bring their friends. You get
Mm-hmm.
the permission of the coach, and parents usually bring them down here. You bus them in. You actually use
Or
a
the
bus?
co-hosts.
Okay, or the co-host. There's
Mm-hmm.
you and so you sit there on that mic. Somebody Dugan's back here where I am,
Mm-hmm.
and your co-host is over there, and the kids assemble between you or use
Mm-hmm.
that middle mic. And then how do you structure the hour? What do you ask
It's
right off?
honestly, we fool around.
You fool around.
No,
we never do
there's
that
no
here.
Structure.
What
There's
structure? What are you
there's-
talking?
no,
What
it
structure?
is
Structure in
Seinfeld
radio?
meets The View.
All right,
That's
well,
what it is. It's Seinfeld meets The View. It's about nothing.
Seinfeld about
It does. It's Seinfeld meets The View. And you know what it is? We broke into that like 3 years ago because we had like a little bit of a technology meltdown. And then because it was a little bit more scripted in the beginning because I didn't know what I was doing. And Dr. D's just was really nice. And the energy was always there, but it's just more staged.
Right.
And then we had this breakdown. And then I'll never forget, Dr. Andrea Seifert looked at me and she said, Erica, you don't need anything. So that's when I'll never like it was yesterday. And then the mics went on like, good morning, Sam. And everyone looked at me all busted up laughing because I did that. I was sweating. I was scared to death because
really?
everything that I had written up was just vanished.
Okay.
And I just almost had a blackout. I didn't have anything to read. It just came from inside.
The heart, sure.
And that's it. And then we never went back from there.
And then we had one gal who makes rare appearances now, but she used to be part of the program. She came up with a wonderful little phrase that everybody remembers, and we use this in every show, and at least going into each of the segments where Erica will, just say good morning in her style, and be sure to join us. And then the phrase is every single Tuesday, and everybody in the room.
Oh, I hear that in your promo.
Right.
Every
now,
single
what's
Tuesday.
interesting is behind the scenes kind of thing. I'm looking at all the teens. Erica can't see them all because obviously she's facing this way. But all the other teens, some are up against the wall.
Okay.
And I will watch them to see if they're participating. And if not, I will point at them.
Ah.
And I'll, and it's like, come on, I want to hear you too. And so eventually by the end of the program, going into the 5th segment, everybody is participating.
Sure.
But it's just one of those things that's kind of stuck.
And we find out their adventures, what their recent games. We get their scores, their record, their reason for getting in. You meet the captain if they have them, I assume. You ever talk to the cheerleaders?
Yes.
You'd get them in
Santa
too?
Barbara High. Anybody's an athlete. We have a lot. We have a voice coach, Sloan Reale. Hey, Sloan, love you. And she always brings the more of the artistic side.
Right.
But all these kids, they're athletes. I mean, if you're walking, I mean, what is the definition of an athlete?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And to that, what do you think about having chess players? Yes, we have had chess players in
Chess
high school.
masters.
Teen
Chess
sports.
master, yes.
They have chess
It's a
clubs on
sport
campus.
of
I
sorts.
play the game. Do you? Or play the game?
I
Do
used
you
to play with my dad all the time.
Do you?
Used to, my father as well.
Well, you never forget it. You
no.
remember how the night moves.
Exactly.
Well, that would be a little laid back. I don't know
Rook
how
to
much
queen
they
one.
scream and jump up and down, those chess players. They brought a little clock with them, and they hit the button after they make a move.
We have such great, the people the co-hosts, to get back to the co-hosts again, we had 4 doctors. We had Dr. Andrea Seifert. She was an osteopath. Before Dr. Andrea came here, I didn't even know what an osteopath was. I really didn't. I'm 54. I knew it had something to do with bones.
Right.
But she was a huge part of the show in the early beginnings. We have Dr. Scott Noble, who's been such a value add.
The package or project that he did at
Yeah,
around the holidays.
he did a free spinal exam and wellness, 2 checkups for a bag of food, and he continued that from like November to February till Valentine's Day.
Wait a minute. You bring him a bag of food and you get a free checkup? Is that what you said?
A wellness exam and 2 visits. Yeah.
So you
So he
breathe
did that for 3 months.
Okay, the stethoscope on the chest.
No.
He's a chiropractor.
Oh, he's a chiropractor, one of those.
Yeah,
Oh.
wellness exam. But, he owns his own wellness center. We have Dr. May Chandler. She's our only fellowship podiatrist here in town. She's a co-host.
Right.
She comes in. All these doctors, Dr. Jessie Carroll, she's a naturopath doctor. Because it's just important for me. My vision has always been to give the teenager information that we didn't really have access to unless you had parents, that
And
were
Brian?
going more on the what's that?
And Brian?
Oh, Brian Falk, Chinese medicine. And when he was here and we had Villa Magella here, he offered off his services to the teens in Villa Magella, the teen pregnancy moms.
Right.
Again,
Bella?
Kesey Bella.
Not a doctor, but...
Yeah, not a doctor, but
great.
Chris, owner of Kesey Bella, has just been a huge... See, if you look on our website, teensportsradio.com, you'll see we've partnered with businesses and then we've partnered with nonprofits. So what Dr. D has generously and KZSB AM 1290 has done is basically produced, and because we get 1 million hits a year on our website.
Do you really?
Yeah, 1 million
Wow.
a year.
All those kids,
year in
their
and
families,
year out.
friends,
they just blow it up. And, I don't want to zing, but it's like, I get this Facebook request from this kid from Pakistan, honestly, and he's holding
Wow.
holding a baseball.
Oh, for crying out loud.
I mean that's God honest
Sent a
truth.
picture
so,
of that?
Yeah, I have it. It's just
Wow.
like that's just God honest truth. So it's just wow. Okay, so my son is driving. He goes, "Mommy, I could believe this." He's taking pictures of a girl with a Teen Sports Radio jacket on in San Diego.
You have a jacket?
Oh, I
haven't seen it
Tell
here.
him
huh?
about the line of clothing that you
we have a clothing line. Actually, he's right.
Well, you've left a big container of rubber bands, but you haven't left any of those jackets yet.
I've
those
got
jerseys.
a jacket for you. It's got your name on
no,
it.
I don't think so. Not my size. Not for a while.
Trust me. We
Trust her.
we have all sizes.
I was on a great diet until a lady brought me a bagel with cream cheese this morning. I wonder who that was.
She's provided T-shirts, sweatshirts, sweatpants, hoodies, as
Wow.
well as these rubber bands, coffee cups, pens. Well, you've seen those giant pens.
Sure.
And all these different things to promote the radio program. And the banner over at, and I can't even remember it's where the blue street lights are, the signals are over in Goleta.
Oh, off
that
of
where
Milpas?
No, it's west, in Goleta.
Is there a
Okay.
banner hanging
Isn't
out
that the
there?
one out in Goleta? The big banner across the fence?
Oh, that's it. The high school.
Yeah.
San Marcos High School.
What's
Yeah.
it say?
It's Teen Sports Radio.
Really? You got a banner out there
On the
advertising
fence.
the show?
On the fence.
AM 1290.
Yeah.
Wow.
AM 1290.
Neato. Well, now let me get this straight. We got a couple minutes before break. Your focus as a major in college, which started with Westmont and ended other places, was business. But you were out there as a sports lady, not majoring in sports, but loving it yourself, kicking the ball, dribbling,
Yeah, I was.
soccer.
I
the whole
played. I walked on. I was a walk-on MVP at Westmont I was a soccer goalie.
All right.
I played club. It was still a club when I was playing at Long Beach State softball. I
right.
played high school sports all 4 years. I varsityed as a freshman. When we had that, I don't know, it was called Title IX or whatever like that when
Yeah,
you were a girl.
1971 girls' sports,
Yeah,
right.
so when I was in high school, 76 through 79, they needed women if you wanted to play in college. So if you could swim, you're on the water polo team. Not to say that I wasn't good.
If you don't sink,
But
you're on the polo team.
they needed numbers. I mean, I remember I bowled back
They have
east.
a bowling team?
Yeah, I bowled with Mark Roth and Larry Lobb. I was a
No
pretty good
bowling
bowler.
alleys left to go do it.
Yeah, I
and
know.
they
Other
certainly
Zotos,
don't have
as
the
far as
lanes.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was a prereq if you wanted to be a pitcher, because I pitched
Right.
in softball, you bowled.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, that
I
was
guess
kind of like the Rocky
Yeah,
style.
underhanded. Interesting.
By the way, this whole thing with the fundraising, to go back just a little bit, this is one of the most unique fundraising styles I have ever seen. The government could do an audit and they would find nothing because there's nothing to find. When Erica puts the word out about the commercials, the banners up on the website and so on and so forth in exchange for a donation to your favorite charity, your favorite nonprofit here in Santa Barbara for the kids, they write the check out to the nonprofit. They give the check to Erica, who then gives the check to the nonprofit that comes into the studio to be on the program. So,
you mean they're not sports kids? They're the nonprofit comes in to promote?
What we did is we built relationships. We have, 20 nonprofits, which includes all the high schools, includes Westmont.
Oh, I see. They're nonprofits.
They're linked. See,
Okay.
when you say the million hits,
right.
We are linked with these nonprofits. We are linked with these businesses. So if the businesses would like to be featured on a highly trafficked site, you just got to pay. You choose. Okay, we have over 20 nonprofits. You just pick.
Donate.
You just donate a check to that favorite nonprofit, and you will get a beautiful social media package.
And
it's about to. We just broke. I don't know if I told you this, Dee. We broke $500,000.
Well, that's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that.
$500,000.
Part of it went to a box of bagels this morning.
See, that's the beauty of it. That could never happen because, again, the check is made out to the nonprofit. And the last donation that was given to, was it the Carpinteria Boys and Girls Club or just United Boys and Girls Club?
It was Carpinteria Boys and Girls Club.
And it was specifically for camping, because they have a camping program.
Right.
The check was made out for $30,000.
Hello.
Oh, man. I wanted to become a nonprofit.
I'll bet you did. Well, now, the nonprofits, as we go to our break here, are probably limitless. We can't name all those. You did name some already, but how about the businesses besides ePro?
The biggest business I got to give a big shout out and lots of love is Patricia Braggs. Got to put your hands together.
Patricia, the drink lady.
You got it.
I've tried to have her on
a bunch of them in there for you.
I know. Well, Donnie wants them.
By far
Yeah.
the most humble, most beautiful, most gracious, she just is all in on what we're doing.
Well, then you're my connection. You'll get her in.
Yeah,
you're gonna
again,
tell her.
again.
I haven't really tried really hard. I figured, I don't know, maybe she's getting tired of it, radio interviews, but I hear she's a pistol. Donnie Risden, who does my traffic, knows her well.
She's a beautiful lady. She's like one of the people in my that I just aspire to be 5%.
Bless her heart.
Of what
Erica is here. Erica Salda. Just consider it a lighter version of teen sports with a couple of sports, couple of old sports. Mr. D, myself, and I'll be right back.
Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, technically this is Wednesday the 16th, but this program, just like all the teen sports radio shows featuring the kids and Erica Salda on Tuesday morning, get replayed a lot, around the clock, different times of the night. My Wednesday, I call this my Wild Card Wednesday show, will probably be heard late Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon, plus in the middle of the night. You ever hear them? Do the kids know to listen?
Absolutely.
They love it, don't they?
Yes, 4 times a week.
And this is the theme she wishes she could have, I guess, for...
It's my wake up. I told you to
Williams.
be playing my ringtone.
I've never
That's
heard
how I
this.
wake up every morning.
And you don't like Don't Worry, Be Happy? I mean,
Always.
Well,
That's me.
That's the one I'm going to call up for the future, if you don't mind.
Thank
for
you.
a couple of breaks.
Take it.
So 5 years, and how much longer, Erica, baby, from ePro Insurance, do you think you can pull this off? Is it just never
Till
ending?
I die. I love
Really?
it. Yeah, it's really good. I think it's a great opportunity for the community to meet the kids within the community. So this next generation has given me so much hope, Barron, honest to God. They are so great. They're so well spoken. They have such great ideas. I take in foreign exchange students.
You do personally?
Yes, personally.
You're not bringing. You're not saying you bring them here. You actually put
no.
them up at
One
home.
of the co-hosts, Laura Akadia, is a foreign exchange student. I've made her a teen co-host. She goes to DP High School. She speaks 5 languages. We had a great. She is just. I can't even. These kids that are coming over from different countries, because Italy, there's a lot of. I don't want to, you have a lot of the refugee situation heading into Europe and everything, and a lot of these kids that are gifted, they just know that the opportunity is in this country.
Sure.
So she speaks the 5 languages. She went DP for a year. She's knocking out of the ballpark with all the AP classes, and now she wants to stay and go to CETA College. I've taken it to the Westmont breakfast, the President's breakfast. I introduced her to a lot of Westmont events over the holidays. She really loves Westmont. So I just wanted to put it out there, what we have.
Without giving away your age.
54.
She gave away her age.
I don't care.
So what?
I don't, because I'm not 54. That's the numeric.
That's true.
Erica.
You're going on 28.
I know,
26.
Well, some of my friends say 12, but that's all right.
What were the Westmont years for you?
82, 83.
Okay. Maybe they're bigger now. Maybe they didn't have certain venues back then, but they did have several teams. And you played what? Baseball? Softball?
No, softball.
Softball.
Wait. I played Long Beach State. Okay, when I got to Westmont, I played. I wanted to play basketball. They didn't offer it that year, so they had this little. No, they had this little flag football team.
Okay.
So we did that. And
flag football.
Flag football.
Chasing each other down to grab that flag hanging out of your pants.
Awesome. And then because of that, I met a lot of the girls that were on the soccer team.
Okay.
So they suggested that I, try out for the soccer team. I've never played soccer.
They
never
have a field that big out at Westmont, or do they use the polo fields?
We had a track, and then in the middle was it's nothing like it is now. I mean, the roads at Westmont then, they were like dirt. It was just basically a converted estate. They had 1,000 kids there going there at the time, but it was just, when you show up to a place and you get this feeling of space and safety. I just loved that school.
Sure.
And it's not for everybody, but here's a kid that just felt, I just couldn't believe it. Like, I'm just it was a game changer for me. It just redirected my life.
Can you expand your clientele to include them now? Could you bring in Westmont students, or are they beyond your high school age?
Mona Mott Wild is a dear friend of mine. She's the director of development over there, and I have a lot of relationships over Westmont. I participate in their events. They get they get commercials. They're on our website.
Right.
I try to support them, raise money for them. I support the men's basketball team, have for years and years and years, with John Martini.
Okay. You work with John. He's right now doing the game live from back east, ladies and gentlemen.
I know, and
on this Wednesday
go
morning.
Warriors!
Yeah,
that's it.
We're going to play that game back in 2 hours and 22 minutes at noon, and I'm going to be a little late recording my afternoon news, but I'll have certainly that 2-hour period when no news is played. What do you coach?
I coached basketball.
Oh, you coached past tense. You're not still doing it.
I stopped 2 years ago between my practice and this show.
Right.
And then now taking on the foreign exchange students. I've just basically started up a few, like this camping program that I wanted to help Michael Baker, the new CEO of United Boys and Girls Club. And now what I'm doing right now under Laura Arcadia, she is gathering a lot of the international exchange students. And what I'd like to do is go out to the Boys and Girls Clubs, because not most of them, but a lot of them already speak 2 languages, Spanish and English.
Right.
So I want them to the third language. We're starting these language workshops.
Third language would be what?
Italian. And the reason, not because Italian is we say it's the greatest.
We have a number of them. We have the boot club here.
Yeah, well, it's nice because it's just the easiest to jump from Spanish to Italian.
Oh, it's pretty close.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then I figure if by the time they get to, say, 5th, 6th grade, then if they take the German, French, then they too, by the time they get to high school, can say they speak 5 languages. So I just think it's a great, and Michael Baker, what a great leader that he has turned out to be, and really the savior of United, in my humble opinion.
Have you ever invited him in?
He's a co-host.
He's a co-host. Of
course. Anybody that's a rock star, I will hunt them down.
Co-host the show with you and all the kids.
if I may, we have authors, Joan Calder, we have Dr. Energy. Terry Cooper, who's a marriage and family therapist. Like I'd mentioned, Sloan Reale, Steve Stokes, who's the athletic director at Providence. Angela Bevan Miller, who's the director of development over at Fairview Gardens. Andy Gill, counselor over at San Marcos High School. Dominique Hackett, a very dear friend. She does all the nutrition. She does the spiritual. She's a theosophist, third generation. So whatever we don't know, we ask her. If you want to know what color you need to wear that day, you ask her. I think I mentioned Joan Calder. She wrote Butterflies in the Garden. Then we have gyms that support us. Superior Fitness and Wellness is the biggest one. Dustin Aliano.
Sure.
And Heather Bond. And then we have 2 college counselors, Lori Cortez and Kristen Snedden. So all these people, of course, and last, I shouldn't forget him, Ronnie Sabajian, the head of the Santa Barbara Writers. All these people basically have participated. They're co-hosts. They bring in guests. They share, with the community, their involvement with Teen Sports Radio. So if you have all of those people, then you have 25 nonprofits, and then you have 25 registered businesses that support those nonprofits, plus probably about 50 to 75 Cinderellas that just write checks that don't even want to be mentioned. I mean, it adds up to 1 million hits a year and $500,000. And we've only started raising money 2 years ago.
Is that right?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
I honestly feel that this year, and it's the year of the fire monkey. Okay, let's
Oh, it
just
is.
get it. This is a good year.
Chinese?
There's a lot of
You
craziness going on. So
Okay.
nothing is out of the realm of what Teen Sports Radio can do for this community. But it all goes back to the kids here in our community. And I, honest to God, on a cellular level, believe, my heart of hearts, that there is no better place. Driving up and getting off of Creo, there's the same guy there that's every single day, because I get off of Creo to go to my office on
Holding
mission.
a cardboard sign or something?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But you know something? I swear, when I get off and I'm heading into my office, this guy has got probably 4 feet high of food. Okay?
That people give him?
just hand him bags.
Oh, for crying
This
out
guy has got a week's worth. This morning, I saw somebody handing him a bagel with a knife and cream cheese, and it kind of inspired me to
no,
stop.
from your
and
mouth.
I know.
You could have.
You know what I'm saying?
Instead, she gave it to this
how
homeless guy.
could you let...
That's
this
funny.
is why I like a guy like Michael Baker, who has identified that, listen, we've got kids in the best community on the planet, and you have to understand that, for a child, and if you're living in what the United Boys and Girls Club is doing, feeding these kids,
Right.
and I'm talking thousands.
Oh, yeah. There's
Okay,
enough food here.
there's plenty of food, but and it is it the United Boys and Girls Club job to feed kids 3 meals a day? No, but you know something? It's a need, and he's going to fill it
They do
because
it.
he was like one of those kids that was part of that. That's how he grew up, so
You're
he
going to
can
heaven
identify.
there.
I
You guys,
know,
both
not
of you.
me. It's just like us.
We'll be right
It's
back.
an us thing.
Like that's what you want to do. Because I'm
I'm going to switch to my era just a little bit here, a little earlier.
I love it.
Erica Pro.
I love it.
E-Pro, Erica. Is that what the E-Pro stands for, Erica Salda? The
E is Erica, and Pro is personalized retirement options.
There you go. That's took care of a whole question right there. And
There you
don't worry, be happy. You can't hear this. You don't have your earphones on. If we get a call, and I always forget the phone number. I'm not sure if you take calls. It's 564-1290. Do you ever talk to the telephone callers? Family?
No, what
buzzing?
we do, we get a lot of emails, and I get mail.
Okay, but do you read them on the air while they come in on your?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
funny because I get suggestions, which is nice. And I don't know if you probably you've been in business 50
Oh,
years,
yeah.
but it's just
Believe
like
me.
they will reach out to, like, we have the sourdough bread lady, and she makes sourdough bread, and she uses her own starters, so there's no yeast, because I'm really about healthy food.
Sure.
So local people that have their own businesses, we invite them in. If it's healthy, I want to share it with the kids.
Right.
So she showed me an email that she received from a gentleman named Patrick, and I read the email, and I never saw it before I started reading it, and it was just like, the host needs to do a better job, and I go, I guess he's talking about me, which is awesome, but I learn.
You
I mean,
took it
I'm
well.
so happy.
Okay.
Thank you, because I needed to say her business more.
Oh.
So throughout that show,
She's one of your sponsors?
Well, she's one of our linked businesses
I see.
partners.
Okay, gotcha.
We just gave her a commercial.
Sure.
She donates
Sourdough
bread.
bread lady.
Sourdough bread
She doesn't have
lady.
a personality that connects to that. It's
At
the bread we're talking.
gmail.com.
All right, bless her heart.
So anyway, we said it 3 or 4 times, but
Right.
she's probably just on our show. She sold 10 loaves.
Did she really?
Yes,
Where would you
the
buy 'em?
best bread.
Is she in some markets around town?
No,
or
she makes it and she delivers it.
Just deliver it to the
Sourdough
door.
bread lady at gmail.com. She has turmeric bread.
What is that big sandwich on Esau's menu that has sourdough bread? Is it the Reuben or the?
I think it's the
panini?
Reuben.
Well, it could be the Reuben.
It's the Reuben.
25 years you taught basketball?
27.
27, or
and
not,
that was
not
with-
underhand softball.
Yeah, no. I did basketball. Sal Rodriguez when I was in my 20s.
Not taught, but coached.
Coach.
Same thing,
No,
but
I
you're
was-
out there on the...
I didn't. I'm not saying I was the first, but there were no other female basketball coaches because I coached boys basketball.
And which gym were you in?
We did in Goleta, the Goleta Boys and Girls
Oh,
Club, and it was
okay.
so different back then because really every school had their own team. So it wasn't like you had a draft, and there were no club teams. It was just like Mountain View played Viejo Valley, who played Kellogg. So you'd get a parent, and then when my kids, I had children in my 30s, and then as soon as they were 4 years old, Sal, who had a son who was Bo, who's 2 years older than my oldest.
Right.
And I said, look, we need to start like a kindergarten league. You know what I mean? So he started the first kindergarten league. So
Of basketball?
basketball. So we
Basketball.
started it in kindergarten.
Can they
and-
get it up there? That
No, we
small?
lowered
Oh, you
down to
lowered,
8
oh.
feet. And it was
All right.
so funny because you just teach, I used to have the kids, dressed up as little Indians. I put the black under their eyes. We just put the headbands. It was so... Oh my God! It was so awesome. It
You
was
missed
so
a
fun.
great show the other night on network TV. Steve Harvey hosted it. It was about prodigy kids. I forget what it was called. Wonders. They had a spelling bee champ, a little ninja Chuck. It must have been all of 5 or 6 years old.
Nice.
And there was a 5-year-old boy, kid you not, sitting on his lap or sitting next to him, making one basket after another.
Nice.
And made them. And
Yeah, I
Steve
bet.
Harvey couldn't even, he got airballs.
Right.
And your phone, you want to take that call?
No.
We've been known to do
I
that.
get happy faces. I'm getting like thumbs up. I'm getting like, well, I have a few people listening, I guess.
Have you ever, let's talk about the dirt just for a minute, and then we got to take another break because this happens. There must have been a time, Erica Salda, when you had a group, let's say a small group, 2 or 3, or that's all you could get, that clammed up and wouldn't say a word. And you had
Dead
to do
air. That's
do all the
scary.
talking.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
fill it in.
You fill it
I
well,
fill it in.
I would imagine you wouldn't have
well, you
that
can't have any
problem.
dead air. No, dead
Well,
air. Dead air.
I'm
Can't
not
have
saying
any.
dead air.
Yeah.
I'm just saying hard to get him to open up.
Yeah. We have one parent, okay, and it was funny because boy, that guy was a chatty Cathy and on and on. I
Off
thought it was
the
just
air.
yeah.
But on the air?
Yeah,
On the air,
as soon as that mic
became a
and
monk
3, 2,
with a
1,
vow of silence.
he just went cold.
Yeah, everybody has their own horror stories.
Yeah.
I try to forget mine, but Larry King tells a story about, I think it was the late Robert Mitchum who lived here.
Mm-hmm.
That was a terrible guest.
Aw.
He didn't like being interviewed. And all he said was, yeah, right.
You make things very comfortable because it really
Oh,
would
yeah.
be like if I was in your living room or
Sure.
like on your kitchen table where you're sharing a cup of coffee, you have some bagels.
You got to listen. You got to look him in the eye. You got to be
looking at
interested.
you.
You're absolutely right. Well, I'm not going to say at 54 you got too old to coach because
Mm-hmm.
there are coaches older than that, but something came along and took you away from the basketball court, your business.
The show, really. I mean, St.
Well, the show
Raphael's.
did. All
yeah,
right,
the
5
show.
years.
Well, the show, and then
You
I'm
had a
involved.
busy plate there. How in the world
Yeah.
could you conduct business,
Yeah.
coaching and doing this show?
You know, it's just it just comes. I don't know how else to say it. And I think through service, if you just focus yourself on the kids, and people are going to want to know who you are, and it falls into that because I do the same thing. When I spend money anywhere, I want to be involved with people that are involved in the community. One of my favorite places to go here in town is Goleta Sushi. Have you ever been? Do you like sushi?
I go to Terry Sushi.
Okay.
Sushi Terry, rather.
Okay, check out Goleta Sushi.
Where is it?
In Goleta, and it's Old Town. You
There
know
on the
where
town.
Old Town Goletas. You know where Santa Cruz Market is, right
Oh,
across
yeah,
the street.
right in there.
There's
Okay.
a place, Goleta Sushi. Vin is the owner. Mention Teen Sports. Just say who you are. Mention
love
Erica
you out
Salda.
there. Oh.
Well, she likes it when I go in there like on a Tuesday night and I yell out. The place is packed. Okay, Okay, there's lines out the door.
And you're
but I
yelling
can't.
out?
No, I say half price sushi. She doesn't like when I do that. Don't yell out half price sushi.
You
Tuesday
yell
night.
half price sushi
Yeah,
at
she
a
doesn't
place
like
trying
that.
to.
Yeah, exactly.
I
She doesn't
guess
like that.
not.
No, but she donates so much money to United Boys and Girls Club. I had these. We started this Goleta downtown campaign a few years ago. It's
Right.
raised probably 7, 8, 9. I lost count. Oh, probably closer to $10,000. And it's just those little boxes. I bought all the boxes. I put Goleta Old Town
Really?
on all these restaurant. Let's see. We have Santa Cruz Market is involved in it. We have.
Sure.
Oh goodness, I'm losing it. Goleta Jewelry Mart.
Oh,
We
okay.
have Vin's. We have the flower shop.
And I missed it. What do they put in there? Money?
All we do is we collect change.
Oh, okay. Then
But those
put your change in
changes,
there.
you put your change in those boxes. All the money, they just write checks.
Oh, hurt me.
To Goleta Boys and Girls Club. But little things like that this community is about. This community is about caring, and it's definitely about sharing. And you don't even have to. It's not even a hard push to ask.
You're
For
right.
me, it's really easy to ask somebody for something else. It's not about me. You know what I mean? And that's what I try to do in my practice. I really encourage all of my, especially during this time between December and April, right around when you're thinking about those taxes. And I
yeah.
just really encourage, and I have thousands and thousands of clients, I encourage everybody through email and little love notes and say, hey, sit down with your tax preparer and ask them if you can shift some of these assets to a nonprofit, would you save on your bottom line if you owe?
Sure.
You know,
Right.
and
There
this
you
is what
go.
I do. So, and it does have nothing to do with the show or Teen Sports Radio, but I mean, everybody, it's not like they don't want to give, but if I can show them, hey, there's a way you can give and it really doesn't cost you anything, you know?
Plus those countless youngsters who are going to grow up always remembering the day they were in the studio with the microphones
Serious.
on the air. And I wonder how many future announcers, assuming there's any careers left in this business with the internet coming on strong, it'll do it like I did it. We'll be right back. Don't go away. 564-1290. One more break.
Somebody came and took your bed. Don't worry. Be happy.
Happiness is when I'm near you. To share your smile.
Really going back.
This is before her era, but it's our era. Farrell, whatever his name is. Farrell Williams? What was that guy? Okay. This was the Sunshine Company. I couldn't remember the company. What kind of company? The something or other. Finally it dawned on me, and this was a hit back in the 60s when you were just a gleam in your parents' eye.
That's it.
You have children?
Two boys.
What are they doing?
24 and 21. My oldest son works down in San Diego and still going to school, and my youngest plays, also going to school, and plays for San Diego City College.
Oh.
Yes, he still plays baseball. My oldest played baseball. He played at Hawaii Pacific, and he
Okay.
played there a year, and sadly he injured out.
Oh.
And then my youngest is still, competing. He's still battling, and
Well, now, we don't have a lot of time here, so
Sure.
we'll make this real quick. We happen to have, right in this town, a pretty cute little neat city college with their own team. Why wouldn't he be
he
here?
did. He played there
Oh, he
under
did
Walker,
there.
yeah, for the first year. He wants to get more playing time.
Oh, so he went
and they
down
kind
there.
of wanted him.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
and-
good. That
yeah.
good. Mama's little boy.
Exactly. And a shout out to Bill Pintard because I have to.
Oh, Bill, yeah.
Lots of love to him and the Forrester program because he let both of my boys, catch in the bullpens for his pitchers.
Yeah.
And that's just, we have so many opportunities like this in this town, with the relationships. Bill has just been so amazing in the community, so great to Bishop, all the kids, all the high schools, baseball per se. He's Mr. Baseball.
Hugs for Cubs. Now, that's
The best.
teddy bear thing.
Yes.
There's the foundation for you.
Huge. I love Bill. I love that. I mean, everything that he's given to this city has just been amazing.
We got 2.5 minutes. I want to get this out while we can.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody listening right now were to be totally entranced by you. You don't have to have those on your head.
Oh.
You can turn them off if you want. Take the headphones off. How do they reach Crazy Erica Salda and her vivacious manner. Is there a number for ePro Insurance? And do you give them life insurance, or is this just annuities?
Yeah, we sit down, we make a plan. I review everything, medical.
You don't do car insurance, home insurance, none of that.
Yeah,
so
I just personalized retirement options is what I focused on for the last 33 years.
So you shop around different
I'm a broker.
brands, names. You're a broker.
Yeah, I own the company.
And what's that company phone number or email address?
Yeah, 679 ePro. That's 3776.
Oh, that's ePro.
Yeah, 679. You like how I got that?
I got
3776. But anything to do with the radio, if you have a business and you like what we've said during this hour, and thank you very much. I love you. I mean, you read the paper to me every day, so I can't even get past the headline. I got through school reading for the blind, and I'm not kidding you.
Really?
I just not the big reader. So
Audible. How many people put it that way? He reads the paper. I like to think I'm delivering the news.
Yeah, I know. You read the paper to me, and I say that every single day. You read the paper. It's just like, I mean, the paper's on my driveway every day, but I look at it. I just grab the headlines, but you tell me what's underneath. So I love you for that. Thank you.
I'm going to go explore your archive. If somebody else wanted to do that, where would they go? Newspress.com?
Teensportsradio.com.
Oh, Teen Sports Radio. You got your own website.
Yeah, it's SBTSR, which is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio, SBTSR.com. That'll come up. Or Teen Sports Radio. And if you want to email me, if you're a business, you want to participate as a partner, or you're a nonprofit, you want to participate as a partner.
Sure.
It would be, best ways to get hold is Eric. Best one is queenofteensb@gmail.com. queenofteensb@gmail.com.
And
I love you, Barron.
15 seconds. This is my idea for you. If you can do it, you can pull it off, get it through him. Tell me who's going to be on the show. This week, Erica, coming Tuesday morning, talks to San Marcos.
Yes.
Or the junior high over here. We'll be listening here.